Hey, long time no see. So I've been researching what people want from news organizations on Snapchat. And then it hit me, I could just ask my friends what they would want to see from news organizations on Snapchat. So let's say you're following a local news organization on Snapchat. And whether or not you are, you can still play along. What kinds of things would you love to see them snap? And what kinds of things would you love to see them do to keep you coming back? So snap me your ideas of what local newsrooms can do to keep you engaged and keep you wanting to come back. I'm going to feature some on my story tomorrow. Thank you! Good afternoon, and welcome to this news update with Chris Gillentine. We've been scouring Snapchat, asking far and wide to find out what users like you want from news organizations on Snapchat. I'll be featuring some of the input we've received so far. To meet the person who submitted that answer, take a screenshot and add them by username. All right, y'all, let's take a look at these. I've literally been receiving feedback steadily since last night, and I just want to thank you so much. I really appreciate your help with this. Community events are a great way for news organizations to bring their Snapchat audiences to an event with them and let them experience it via Snapchat. And everyone loves a peek behind the curtain. So behind the scenes stuff was also a very popular answer, but they varied. So let me tell you about some of the options. Behind the scenes with production, the making of a newscast. How does it all come together? How about behind the scenes during commercial breaks or before and after a newscast? What's happening when those cameras aren't rolling? Inquiring minds want to know. Continuing with the behind the scenes stuff, show us what happens when you first get to a news scene. What's the setup like? What's the first things you do? And show us the fun you're having off camera. Show us that you're human. Quite a few people also suggested feel-good stories. So stories that give you the warm fuzzies that you want to share with your friends and family because they just make you happy. Community hero highlights, another great idea. Find those people who are making a difference and feature them on your Snapchat channel. People will appreciate that. Sports, such an easy one. There's action, there's great personalities, so much opportunity there with sports. How about weather? And not only in severe weather, we have plenty of that in Houston, but just day-to-day weather. How about breaking news live from the scene coming to you on Snapchat? It's great to do, it's easy to do, and it's easy to repurpose those snaps on something like Twitter. For all the promotions and marketing folks, how about freebies, contests, giveaways? Who doesn't like free stuff? And another recurring theme, people want to feel involved. News organizations can ask their audience to snap them their opinions on topics they're covering, or ask them to submit questions. Do an Ask Me Anything on a story you're covering. Get questions from your audience. How about Snapchat exclusive interviews? Interviews in real life, sitting down with somebody, asking them questions, having them answer in 10 seconds or less. And for those whose heads don't explode when they hear political speak, how about fair and balanced political coverage on Snapchat? Get both sides. I also really like the suggestions that were like a rundown of what you're covering and a summary of your stories. For example, quick headlines and summaries, like top 5 stories to start the day in 10-second summaries. Or even a morning feature that's like water cooler talk, stuff that you're gonna need to know to tell your friends when you get to work. Or how about like a 3-snap story about what's coming up on each news broadcast? Like, oh, hashtag 3-snap story, that sounds good. Charity events. Find nonprofits that are doing great things in your community and highlight that good stuff. Or how about getting your whole team involved in like a pass the snap? This is a good idea, listen closely. There's a giant sporting event like the Super Bowl, coming to Houston 2017, what? Or breaking news with team coverage, pass the account from person to person to tell the full story. It's time to wrap this up. I still have stuff coming in. I really appreciate y'all's feedback, seriously, thank you. News organizations, I have some final thoughts for you from my Snapchat friends. Here we go. In case you missed it, Snapchat is not just a bunch of kids, so you can't create Snapchat content that's for a bunch of kids. Create it for all age levels. As a local news source, you're an expert in your local community, so share that with your Snapchat community. Everything from resources for people in need to municipal developments that matter to reviews and tips. Authenticity is one of those buzzwords, but It is what this platform requires. Be real, be yourself, have a sense of humor. Consider some Snapchat exclusive stuff, like things people can only see on your Snapchat channel, not just things you're doing everywhere else. Don't try to convert this platform to fit you and what you do. Instead, evolve to create content that fits this format. One last idea for news organizations on Snapchat. Puppy snaps are always a good idea. This concludes this news update with Chris Gillentine. Thank you for your input. Until next time, happy snapping.